Big up, big up, big up, big up the one and only Paula Temple. Paula Temple has announced that she has basically hanging up her touring hat, hanging up touring, moving on to bigger and brighter things. The absolute legend, queen, and somebody that I've always been a really big fan of for being one of the very, I think there's not a lot of them, high level producer, high level DJs. I think there's a lot of people who kind of produce to get bookings, or there's a lot of DJs who just produce on the side. But there's not a lot of like, okay, I'm a 10 out of 10 DJ and I'm also a 10 out of 10 producer. And I think Paula Temple is definitely one of them. Oddly enough, I think her productions, one in particular being this production called like Creole or Cry, I forgot the name of it. I remember it came out ages ago. Was actually, I feel like if you listen back to that particular track, that might actually be like a precursor, and it might have been before its time for how it kind of predicted this like new sort of like genre we have now, or vibe when it comes to techno. The hard dance, not electro, but the Euro trash, Euro dance, kind of high BPM for the sake of high BPM style that exists now. But hers was obviously way more magical, way more layered, way more groovy, and just a better song overall. But I think that track Cray, or I think it's called Crayly or Cray, however you pronounce the name of it, was an incredibly forward-thinking track that probably didn't get the props that it deserved when it dropped. One of my other favorite tracks from, you know, Paula Temple that I've loved over the years as well is a Bait One that I'm sure most of you have probably heard over the years too. Oscillate. That track goes on an absolute fucking journey. So many flipping twists and turns. If anything, it kind of feels like a live track, if that makes any sense. Every time I play it, I find out new little bits and bobs that I kind of like about it. My favorite sort of section in that particular track, I think Oscillate might be around 2 minutes something. Again, it's a really good track to mix because it has so many fucking layers and direction it goes in. And if somebody's listened to it that hasn't heard it before, it almost feels like you're the one doing that. You're the one that's fucking cutting things in and out, looping this, adding that, effects here, effects there. It's fucking fantastic. So, yeah, she'll always be remembered as a fucking legend, and wishing her all the best going forward. But this is the post that she posted on her Instagram. The last 11 years have been the best years of my life, courtesy of Paula Temple's Instagram account. Thank you. I want to thank everyone who's enjoyed my music. Thank you. I want to thank everyone who has enjoyed my music and sets. I especially want to thank those who have inspired me and those I've been fortunate enough to meet or work with over these years. I'm here now because of you and because of a community inspiring scene. Love that from her, isn't it? Amazing. Thanking people straight away. Hey, you've added so much to me. You've added so much to my life. I know I may have inspired you, but you've inspired me more. Love it, love it, love it. Continuing on, 2013 to 2024. From the beginning of this period, thank you to 2013 to 2024. From the beginning of this period, thank you RNS Records, Gergen, and all my friends I first met in Berlin, and now in this past year, despite experiencing burnout, to my agent and promoters who have been very understanding as I play less and post less on social media. So now we get into the crux of what the issue was. She's feeling burnt out. I think this has been something that's kind of been a constant running theme with Paula Temple. I think this is where she's kind of similar to like a Phoebe Philo. I think I remember there was a period where she kind of took a break before. Maybe she's taken a couple of breaks, I feel like, on purpose. And I don't know if that was to start a family or that was just to kind of like, you know, chill and relax and recharge. But she's always been, I feel like, very conscious of burnout, very conscious of not doing too much, and very conscious of making sure that there's a good balance between work and life. And I guess now there's just no balance, you know, like with festivals starting, you know, I think there were summer festivals that were literally promoting then next year's lineup or next year's tickets the following day, like legit. There's festivals basically all year round. There isn't such thing as festival season. Like literally there's not a month in the year where there's not a festival. So there is no such thing as festival season. So I can only imagine what the demands may be, what the demands placed on like a DJ of Paula Temple's level, you know. And I've always, you know, like to split my DJs in like 3 tiers, A, B, C, A being the top. And I think with each letter there's 3 categories or 3 tiers. And for sure Paula Temple, you'd imagine, definitely is A1, you know. She's definitely like one of those ones. So you can only imagine the demands and the requests that get placed on her to go and perform at certain places. And I also wonder as well, when it comes to agents, do artists feel a little bit of pressure to take gigs because they know the agents get paid 10% off of what they play and shit. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if you sound with an agency. Yeah, maybe it doesn't make no sense, because if you sound with an agency, they would take the 10%, but the agents that you work with, they have a salary. They just work a regular 9 to 5, innit? That's what it is, being an agent or whatever for a DJs or a booker and stuff. That's basically what you do. But I wonder if there's like a pressure from maybe the company to take on the gigs and to go, because you know that that's how they keep their lights on. It continues. Stop touring. Techno and rave have been my lifelong passions for 33 years. No wonder she's so good at it, innit? 33 years, God almighty. Imagine producing and making music and DJing for 33 years. It's impossible not to be good. It's impossible. While the last 11 years have been a dream come true, it's time for me to stop touring for the foreseeable future. I feel a strong urge to change pace, get a dog, and focus solely on making music. There is a lot of creativity I've yet to explore, and I'll be evolving away from hard techno. Again, weirdly strange, because you'd imagine she played a pivotal role in making hard techno what it is now. So to take a step away is kind of wild. But I do really appreciate when people decide to stop themselves. Like I've said it previous times, one of the things that I kind of I give myself a pat on the back for, I'm not really proud of a lot of things I've done over the years. I'm not somebody that kind of, stops to smell the roses or stops to suck myself off. But one of the things that I really am proud of myself for doing in most occasions is being the person that knows exactly when to leave a house party. Knows the exact time when to leave in afters, when not kind of staying until the flipping owners of the place tell you to leave, like leaving on your own accord. And I feel like in life that's something you can carry on in terms of like stopping things before the thing stops for you. I think there's a Rio Ferdinand quote, right? Or was it Rio Ferdinand or somebody who said, I think it's Jamie Carragher, right? Something, quit the football for the football quits you. And I think the same should apply to DJing, and especially nowadays where there's so many new DJs popping up. There's festivals all year round. There's a need for put out content all the time. It's go. So I think if you're an OG, if you've got like a big catalog of records you're producing, if you're well regarded, you could probably afford to maybe take a step back and not tour as much and concentrate on probably producing. Yeah, you're not going to make as much money as we're making when you were going touring around the world, because legitimately every gig that you're performing is like $5,000 and plus, but at least you have a better work-life balance. So essentially, in a way, which is strange, you kind of burn yourself out for 33 years so that you can retire, quote unquote, soft retire, and enjoy the latter years of your life. Because I couldn't imagine anything more depressing than working as much as Paula Temple has worked over the years, being, a part of the techno industry scene or whatever, contributing in any way meaning possible, let's say more than 2 decades, and then still having to do it to keep the lights on. That's a place you don't want to be at. You should be in the place where you've saved a bit of money, you've maybe bought your house out so you don't have to pay anything in that regard, you bought yourself a nice car, you got yourself a studio, you got all these big purchases that you're not going to ever need to kind of get a job to get again, and then you can just enjoy living life. Living life. And who knows, maybe this kind of takes her producing to a whole nother level, because now you have time to think about certain things, you have time to maybe experiment, whatever it may be. I think that's a really smart idea. I really do. So credit to Paula Temple for retiring or stopping, quote unquote, before the bookings kind of start to dry up. Change. Since COVID, I've felt incompatible with the direction of hard techno as a world of influencer performance. Honestly, I don't know what direction my music will take in the future, but I know I hardly scratch the surface of what I can make, and I'll trust my pure devotion to the creative process. So she doesn't want to be a part of what's going on now with hard techno, even though I would say she's a pioneer in that scene herself, with some of the records they produced in the past that I think have kind of been copied and, flipped and reversed and remixed and kind of reappropriated for this new era of people now. I'm not sure if she takes that as flattery of, pure theft and shit. But I find that really interesting. I really do find that interesting that she just doesn't want to be a part of it, doesn't want to perform. And I guess maybe posting clips of yourself DJing makes it look like you're actively taking part. But if you're just producing, it looks like you're kind of doing your own thing. I guess, maybe, who knows? But that makes a lot of sense in some regard. We move on. 10 gigs left. My final gig in Europe is on New Year's Eve, back to back with SNTS at our Free Your Mind in Amsterdam. I will also play New York and Chicago for the first time in January. I'll be in Bogota in February, and then I stop. I reset myself. That's pretty sick, to be fair. 10 gigs left, actually retiring. Because at first when I saw this, I thought she meant she was retiring from touring and would instead just be playing a lot of like local gigs. But I guess she's not. She's completely hanging up the flipping Pioneer HD25s and saying, you know what? I've done it. It's over. Which I gotta respect. Gotta respect that. Like I said, she decided the party's done and she's moving on. Gotta respect it. And not even because of the kids coming up, she's making room. I don't even believe that. I think, you know, kids, you know, older artists shouldn't be stepping aside to make room. The newer kids should be pushing them over. You have to get good enough to kind of, you know, take their spot. They don't have the responsibility to give it to you. You don't get given anything in life, not even a fucking free dinner. So yeah, this is going to be sick, and I like that she's announcing it this way too, because you know, those 10 gigs that are left are going to be special. I'm sure she's going to get a bunch of flowers, you know, both figuratively and literally, which would be good to see as well. So love to hear it. And then the last slide, new set. Today I will share with you on SoundCloud a recording of my set from Dave Class ADE night, which is a lot of fun. With much love, Paula. Big up Paula Temple. Really, like I said, a fucking OG. Glad that she got to retire on her own terms, and hopefully the future is bright for her. The future is bright. In the comments, we got some replies here from some notable people in the scene. Nini H says, excited about which direction you'll take. You're a legend. You'll always have love and respect and support. I fully believe it. Also, Dog is the best decision. The lady from what's the thing called, from Possession in Paris, I don't think she's part of it anymore, but does her own thing. She says, thank you very much for being yourself, and you are amazing human and artist, a true inspiration. Hack the Planet said, your set at Budikaya Fold will live in my heart forever. Playful Meg Hart, Anastasia Christensen also gives her support. XRTN says good support. SNTS says, I love you, Paula. Thanks for being an inspiration to us. We will miss you. Charlotte DeWitt, it's always a pleasure to see you and be in your company. Wishing you and Nicole all of the best in the future endeavors. Aerod, wish you the best. Dax J, always a pleasure seeing you on the road over the years. You'll be missed. Wishing you all the best. Clan Klauster, or Klein Koistuller, wishing you just the best, Paula. You will stay the queen and you'll create a legacy in history. Thank you for everything, says Techno Maniac. You're done for Techno, Paula. Your talent is going down in history and we can't wait to see how your future plays out. Tommy47, love you, P. You continue to inspire, excited for the next chapter. So yeah, a lot of good flipping replies, a lot of good people coming out. Smart Bar in Chicago, legendary nightclub said, wishing you all the best with the next chapter. Honored to have you behind the decks in Chicago. Petrak says, I'm sorry to hear about this, but I fully understand your reason. The industry has changed so much in the last few years. Always enjoyed meeting you when our paths cross, so I hope to get to see you somewhere. Good luck with everything. Another one says, love you, Paula. Thank you for being such a good person and a friend and such a huge inspiration. Thank you for giving me music a home and giving me opportunities I never thought I'd get. I can't wait to share the stage with you one last time in NYC. Stan Chris says, wishing you all the best. Yeah, so loads of love, man. Kink, big up Kink. Totally understandable. Super excited to hear what's coming up and what's next. And you know, or even Jazz is there. Serious, brother. Everybody's here. Thank you, Paula. Dion Music, the whole community's come out. Yeah, big up Roxy Moore as well. Bravo, Paula. Not an easy decision, I can imagine. It echoes the last conversation we had a couple of years ago. All the best for the next chapter of your life. Yeah, big up Roxy Moore, legend. Obscure Shape, much love to you, Paula. It's always been a pleasure sharing the stage with you. Yeah, so love to see it. Love to see Seal as well. Fully understand. Yeah, and your post really resonates with me. Best of luck in the next chapter. Nice. Good to see the community coming out and giving her flowers and, you know, applauding her as she kind of sails off into the new direction. But like I said, this I think should happen way more often. I think the older artists out there who are always complaining, like I had to fucking, you know, bless him, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I had to unfollow Wes Bagley as well. All those people that kind of love to post like massive blocks of text, you know, complaining about the scene, and it's like, bruh, maybe sometimes you just have to accept that it's just moved into a direction that you can't keep up with and you don't want to keep up with, most importantly, and you just need to just change tact and make it work for yourself. But this constant moaning and writing of big paragraphs on social media is annoying, brother. So yeah, happy that she decided to take herself out of the conversation because it wasn't aligning with her. It wasn't maybe wasn't as good at, or it wasn't as fun maybe as it probably was in the past. But she had an amazing run. She contributed some great records, some legendary records I think legitimately have kind of, you know, been the bedrock and the foundation for the sounds that we're listening to now at the moment. Hell of a DJ, hell of a producer. Clearly people love her and respect her and think she's a nice person also. So good luck to her, and good luck on a new journey to Paula Temple. Good luck to Paula Temple.